What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin, and today we're going to talk about the C8 Corvette Z06, how it's breaking records already, what kind of supercars it's already destroying, and more, guys. Let's jump right into it. All right, guys, so by now you probably already know, as of 10/3 or October 3rd, the embargo for the Z06 has been lifted, so we are getting a flood of information about the Z06. Reviews, drag strip times, and more. And of course, guys, the information doesn't stop there. We have another piece of information coming to us from Chevrolet showing some of the new Corvette Z06 GT3.R images. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. Let's first start off with some of the information that came to us a couple days ago by the YouTuber Amelia Hartford. She has a Z06 from Chevrolet with the Z07 package, and she has been putting down some insane times. Now, if you guys haven't seen the video yet, I'll link it in the description down below, but basically she was able to put the Z06 with the Z07 package car down the drag strip in less than the advertised time from GM. Some people are saying that she's breaking records. It's not really necessarily a record at this point. It is just the fact that the car is performing better than GM told us it was going to. Now, yes, this is on a prepared track. Yes, it's on a drag strip that's closed, but none of that really matters because the 10.6 time that GM gave us was most likely on a prep track as well. What this tells me is that GM might be underrating the car a little bit, and that's always a good thing. It's better to be underrated than overrated, that's for sure. Either way, as you guys can see on the screen here, the car ran a 10.5 and it trapped 130 miles per hour. That is pretty impressive for a stock car, especially since the car's not even built for the drag strip. It is a track car. When you factor all that in, guys, you are getting one heck of a machine here, and Amelia is showing it off in great fashion. Now, the second piece of information comes to us again from the Amelia Hartford YouTube channel. She just did a drag race with the Z06 compared to two other supercars, which is the 458 Italia and the Huracan Evo. Both of those cars are well into the $300,000 and $400,000, and the Z06 was able to crush both of them on the drag strip by a significant margin. Now, if you guys are familiar with these cars, you're going to know, again, these are not drag strip cars either, but they both put up pretty good drag strip times. So even though these cars are all built for the track, they're still doing really fantastic things on the drag strip as well. I will link that video down in the description as well, because if you want to check that one out, it is definitely worth a watch. Watching the Z06 crush the competition whenever they are 2 to 3 to 4 times more expensive than what you're going to pay for the Z06, it's pretty impressive. Before we continue, I just wanted to mention the sponsor of today's video, and that is going to be Hyperion. So this is a case that you can actually open up and put your key into, and it will block any RFID signals from being transmitted. What that means is it will block the connection between the key and your car, so nobody can steal the code from your key and steal your car. So with the key for the C8 out, we can go ahead and pop it right into this case here and put the top on. And while it's in here, the car will not start. So if we press the start button, it's going to pop up on the dash there and tell us there's no key found. I will put a link down in the description below, guys. If you are interested in any of this kind of security for yourself, be sure to check it out. And I'll even put a code down there for you guys to save some money on one. The next piece of information actually comes to us from our friends over at the mid-engine-corvette-forum.com. So far, there has been 14 customer Z06s built. Now, they go into some additional information here saying that some of these cars have been built as long ago as September 21st. They've been ready to go. John, who is the co-founder of the forum, actually starts off the article by saying that a little birdie provided him with some printout information from a GM Workbench software system, giving all the details on the 14 customer Z06s that have been built to date, including each one's VIN, the exterior and interior colors, model, and even date of manufacture. Of course, the very first one built is for Rick Hendrick. That is the one we were talking about a second ago that was built as of September 21st. So if you guys were lucky enough to get in on one of the first waves of the Z06, just know your car is probably being worked on as we speak. There is a little bit more information here to read. I will drop a link in the description below if you want to check out the thread over at the mid-engine-corvette-forum.com. Like I said, they're always a wealth of knowledge over there, so it's always good to check them out. But moving on, guys, the next piece of information actually comes to us from the Corvette blogger, and it's kind of feeding off of that information of the 14 Z06s that were built, because they say the majority of the 2023 Corvette Z06s that have been built so far are hardtop convertibles. else. So if you have gotten your Z06 order placed and you have a hardtop convertible option, you are definitely going to be one of the first ones built. Now, this article starts off by saying that they knew that the C8 Corvette hardtop convertible was a popular choice for customers as convertible production has risen from below 20% during the C7 era to nearly 50% of the current C8 Stingray production. As the Corvette team likes to say, convertible Corvette sales haven't been this high since 1969. Pretty crazy, but given the fact that they're no longer rag tops and they're more of a sporty hardtop look, I can agree. With the coming of the 2023 Corvette Z06, we wondered if that trend would continue, or would the new Z06 buyers want the coupe model to show off that mighty 670 horsepower LT6 engine. While our current sample size is small, the customer-built Corvette Z06s assembled during the last few weeks of production have overwhelmingly been the hardtop convertible model. They go on to say that there is a snapshot of the stats. It looks like 12 convertibles and 2 coupes have been built. 5 of those were custom VIN orders. 8 of the 14 were Z07 package cars. Again, guys, I'm going to link it in the description down below if you'd like to read some more over at thecorvetteblogger.com, because between these 2 sites, that is where you're going to get all of your Corvette news. Definitely worth a read. But jumping on to the next topic is going to be something that's even more future related, and that is the Z06 GT3.R. Now, you guys might have remembered this car. It's been a little while since we've heard anything about it, but basically it is going to be the 100% track version of the Z06. It looks very much so like a C8R. Over at the midenginecorvetteforum.com, we got some early shots of the car, purposely kept pretty dark so we can't see exactly what's going on here. But from what you can see, this thing looks exactly like a C8R. Now, these are going to be cars that are sold to the consumer. This is something you can purchase yourself, but at the end of the day, you're basically going to own a C8R. Now, along with the pictures, we also get some information from the guys over at the midenginecorvetteforum.com, and it starts off by saying that the first set of images from the Chevrolet Corvette Z06 GT3.R have been revealed following the publication of a teaser video by Corvette Racing. The new for 2024 GT3 contender recently completed a rollout at GM's Milford Proving Grounds near Detroit, with the manufacturer having since published a video from the shakedown. Corvette Racing factory driver Antonio Garcia performed driving duties in the camouflage Pratt & Miller built car. Screen grabs from the video show a number of vehicle features, including a reverse swan neck mounted rear wing, while the video ends with Garcia passing at speed with a noticeably different engine note to the Corvette C8R. GM has yet to provide further details on the car beyond that it is powered by a 5.5-liter dual overhead cam V8 engine with the same flat plane crank architecture from the GTE spec machine. The car is expected to make its race debut in the 2024 Rolex 24 at Daytona, which will likely see a 2-car factory GTD Pro effort along with customer cars. Definitely pretty cool, guys. Like I said, this is basically a C8R, but apparently it sounds a little bit different. It has a very similar high-mounted wing in the rear that the C8R has. It looks like the back is totally removable versus being a hatch to save weight, just like the C8R. And of course, the car is camouflaged right now with a bunch of C8 Jake skull logos. The wheel in the back you can see is a typical Michelin slick style tire that they would use on the C8R. But what I find pretty interesting here is that you can clearly see these are iron rotors. They are not carbon ceramic rotors, which tells me again, the car is built to receive punishment on the track, because if you guys are familiar with the carbon ceramic rotors, they don't last as long as you would like them to if you are beating the heck out of them on the track. So iron rotors are typically the better to go with if you're going to do nothing but track these things. So GM definitely intends for this car to spend most of its life on the track. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today's information. Hopefully you like this little update for the C8 Corvette Z06. I want to try to put out an update via short video, as well as my typical Monday night live sessions where we try to just go over everything Corvette related, but it's definitely a longer process. I want to try to please both sides of this, because I know a lot of you guys really like the live videos, but a lot of you don't want to sit through an hour's worth of banter to get some information. So these videos are going to be something that coexists. If you liked what you saw, please smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking it so we can continue to do the information this way. It helps break the YouTube algorithm and get this information out to as many other Corvette enthusiasts as possible, and I would greatly appreciate it. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'm going to have loads of Z06 information like this coming you're not going to want to miss. And as always, guys, I will catch you in the next upload.